guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Joanna if you've never been here before, and today I'm gonna show you how I get these amazing curls, this voluminous, like kind of bedhead chic look that I have been seeing everywhere all over Instagram on like my favorite hair accounts, because yes, I follow hairstyling accounts, okay? Don't judge me. Hair is a part of your identity. So this is my favorite hair look, and it has taken me a really long time to figure out how to accomplish it, watching a lot of Instagram videos, watching my hairstylist work on my hair, and this is just my favorite hair look of the moment. It's just tons of volume at the root, and I don't use really that many products. I just use my curling iron using a specific technique and then just kind of zhuzhing it to my heart's content. And yeah, I think it's super easy. You guys will see in the video, it's just a little wrist trick that you use while you're curling your hair. So let's get into it. Okay, so before we get into actually styling my hair, I just want to talk to you guys about the products that I use when my hair is wet. So as you guys know, I have curly hair, so the first thing that I apply when I get out of the shower is a detangler. This is the R&Co Pinstripe Instant Detangling Spray. I love this. It just gets all the tangles out, and you just squirt it a couple times in your hair and then run your fingers through it, and it's tangle free after that. Then I go in and apply a leave-in conditioner because my hair does naturally go to a very dry state. I think that's something with curly hair that you want to apply a leave-in moisturizer just to keep it from frizzing up during the day. So the one that I have been using is the Aveda Damage Remedy Daily Hair Repair. This isn't my favorite leave-in conditioner, but I do really like it, and I've been using it for quite a while now. Then the last thing that I'll apply to my hair while it is wet is the Bumble & Bumble BB Repair Blow Dry Cream. This is a hair balm kind of lotion, and I apply just a dime size amount to the entirety of my hair, starting with like the mid shaft to ends and then running more of it towards the top. After that, I will go ahead and tie my hair up into a little towel, like a twisty turban, and leave it in there for about 2 hours really, until I feel like I want to get the towel off my head, and then I'll go ahead and round brush my hair. So if you guys have seen this video in the past, I will link it above and in the description box down below, just for those of you that haven't seen it. But a couple years ago, I filmed a faux blowout routine. I use basically the whole part of that video of just round brush blow drying my hair to get this effect. That is how I have achieved this look with my hair. I wouldn't go out with this look because it's not refined enough for me, but it is the base that I use for this curled look. Now, after blow drying my hair, because I did leave it like that for a little while, I did apply a little bit of the Aveda Brilliant Universal Styling Cream. I love the smell of this product, and it just tames little flyaways that you might have after blow drying your hair and things like that. You could apply it after heat styling your hair as well with the hot tool, but I just happen to have a little bit of this in my hair, which I just kind of ran through the top and through the ends, just to kind of smooth it down last night when I was blow drying my hair. When it comes to curling my hair, I have very hard to hold a curl hair. So it's not hard to actually curl the hair, it's just the results don't last all that long. This iron is everything. So this is the T3 curling iron, and this is actually the interchangeable base that I originally bought with wand heads. But I love having a clamp on my curling iron, and I really find that it gets the kind of curls that I want for this undone look. And the size I'm going to put right here because I don't want to misquote the size of the barrel. That makes a very big difference on how your curls are actually going to come out. With my length hair right now, which is about to my chest, this is honestly a little too big for the way that I want my curls to come out, but because my hair grows out after a haircut and things like that, this is generally the perfect size that I love. If your hair is shorter, I generally would say you want to go a little bit smaller, so maybe if you're at like your shoulder length, I would probably say 1 inch to 3/4 inches is probably where you want to be, and anything smaller than that, you'll probably want to play with it a little more. I haven't experienced much shorter than a bob in quite a while. With this curling iron, I again really like the clamp, and I turn it on and put it on the middle heat, so the 3rd prong out of 5. You guys can kind of play with it there. Now, weirdly enough, I don't apply any kind of heat protectant or any kind of hairspray to my hair when I do this. I just am too lazy for heat protectant and hairspray. I just like to constantly retouch my hair and things like that, and I don't like to have a ton of product on it other than the creams that I apply when my hair is wet. So the most important thing for curling your hair is sectioning your hair, and where I section my hair for the first time is right around your temples or where like your eyebrow tails are. So I'll pull back there and take all of this hair and just clip it to the top of my head. And then all of the hair in that section is going to come to either side of my head. You can clip it up if you want, or you can leave it down. Okay, so starting with the left side of my head, I like to take sections. This is probably about 1 inch of hair. You can kind of see it's a pretty thin section of hair, but about 1/4 of the entire section down here. And with my curling iron going away from my face, I will start at the top of my hair, twirl it around 1.5 times, so that way I have this section of my hair coming like still attached to my head. You guys can see it hasn't looped around, and then just 1 full loop. And then as I'm releasing the hair, I will keep twisting it down. So you guys can see a little section of my hair fell out while I was doing it, and that's totally okay. I can always go back in and retouch it. But as you guys can see, it gives me a very nice loose curl. Now, when I go to take my next section of hair, I will again take about 1 inch. This is probably about 2 inches of hair this time. But now I'm going to have the clamp facing the back wall, or not my face, and I'm going to be curling this one in. So again, I'll do a full rotation and hold the curling iron there for a little while. Then, once I can tell that the hair is heated up, which you can gently tap your hair and feel it, I'll unwind it, keep the clamp in, slide the hair down by just releasing the clamp a little bit, and then hold it there at the bottom again. Now, the reason why I love this effect of kind of releasing the curl at the top while still keeping it in the clamp and sliding it down is because where the bend in your hair will fall will change with every strand that you do this technique on. And what that does is it ultimately gives you a very natural kind of bend, like a very relaxed curl, instead of having perfectly curled, every curl is uniform kind of look. And I'm just going ahead and continuing that through. This last section back here is a little bit of a baby. And the back of my head is normally a little frizzier, so I might smooth out the hair before running the curling iron through it. So as you guys can see, all of the waves are done on this side, and now I'm gonna go on to the other side. So again, starting on this side, I'm taking about a 1 inch section first, putting the curling iron, the clamp is coming towards my face, and I'm curling away. A full rotation, holding it, and then release the curl without the clamp, slide the clamp down, curl back up, and then just slide it until you basically get the ends. If your hair's straight naturally, you don't have to get the end in the clamp. I do, just because my hair is curly, and so when I blow it out, it's not perfectly smooth at the end. So a lot of people will say that they leave the ends of their hair out of the curling iron. I don't do that just because it doesn't come out as cute when you do it that way if your hair is not perfectly smooth. So the second strand I will always do going towards the face, just so that way the curls at the front of my face don't clump together. And again, it's just really doing one single curl at the top, releasing it and sliding down, and doing a second curl at the bottom half of your head. So now that I finished curling all of these bottom strands of hair, I just kind of toss those to the back while I pull down my next section. Now, the next way that I section off my hair is I will divide my crown essentially into 3 parts. So I'll keep this center part clipped up, and then I will work on either side of that from about the center of my eyebrow back. Now I'm going to show you guys just one side so that way you can see how that goes, and then I will kind of skip forward into the last section of my hair. Okay, so with this section, I'm actually going to start curling from the furthest back piece, And again, I'm going to keep changing which direction I'm curling my hair in. So for this back piece, I'm going to curl it away, and I just like to clamp down and kind of heat up the top section of my hair just to smooth out the hair. And then I'm doing the same pattern. Now, as you guys can see here, I have about 3 inches of hair at the top that I'm not getting into the curling iron, and I'm just focusing on getting the lower portion of my hair, doing that same technique that I did before. Now here I have a big chunk of hair on the, like this is a very wide part of hair, so I'm pulling this portion from the bottom. And again, I'm going to curl this one towards my face. Again, leaving out about 2 inches of my root from the curling iron, but then following the same technique down below. This one I'm actually going to curl towards my face, even though the one below it was also towards my face, just because I can tell that I'm only getting 2 more sections of hair. And again, I really care about these first 2 pieces not clumping together. So now I'm on the last section of this one. Now I have little short bangs, so I might have to come back and touch this guy up a little bit. But this is really the most important one. This one, I will try to keep the flat iron very close to like the shape of my temple, almost at a slant. And the bottom of my hair actually doesn't entirely fit in it because I have these strong layers up front. So again, leaving it to kind of cool down a little bit while I work on the next section. So now I have most of my hair done, and it's just onto the crown of my head. Okay, so taking down this last section of hair, I'm actually not going to take down all of it. I will work back to front in smaller sections, about 1/3 of my head at a time. So working with this back chunk of hair, I'm going to take half of that. I'm pulling it to one side of my head and I'm curling it in one direction. Again, following the same pattern of curling it once at the top, bringing it down a couple inches, and curling it again at the bottom. Then taking the other section, I will pull this one to the other side of my head after smoothing out the top and curl it the opposite way. And that just ensures that even in the back of your head that you have different texture in the curls, and that the ones at the very back of your head are not combining into one big curl, but sectioning or separating out into different curls. Working with this last section of hair, I'm actually going to now find my part. So I will just roughly find a center part on my head. It looks so bad right now, I know. And then working one side at a time, I will still leave out my bangs. So it's as if I'm doing another 1/3 of a section here, but I'm kind of being a little bit more free than when I sectioned out that back piece. So with these top ones, I will go much closer to the root because I want some extra volume. And with your top pieces, I really recommend working in smaller chunks than maybe you do at the bottom of your head, because you just want a little more lift, and you can even kind of hold it up to just let it cool in a more volumized position. And then for the bang, which is the most important part, I will just kind of slowly drag and curl and never let it rest and pull back. Hopefully you guys understood that, and I'm gonna show you it again on the other side. So here I have all of that last section of hair. I'm just dividing it in 2 so that way I'm working with the more back piece. And going right up to the root, I'm curling it up here. And keeping it very tight to my head to give it that real volume and lift. Untwisting. And then letting it drop. So these are gonna be like the tightest curls that you will have. because if you're like me, you have layers at the top and the pieces are naturally shorter, and you're keeping it much closer to your root. Again, I have these little side bangs, so for these, I start right at the root and just keep twisting and gently releasing this clamp and pull it out. So now I have curled everything on my head, but this is a lot of curls going on. So I do want to loosen it up, and you can do this in a couple of different ways. Like I said before, some people really love to go in with hairspray now. Not my jam. I'm also not going to apply texturizing spray because I like to keep my hair in this style for about 3 days, and a texturizing spray just tends to weigh it down over time and gives it like a kind of grosser feel than how I like to have my hair on a daily basis, honestly. So while I've created this texture, I want to keep it softer rather than very kind of dry and like gritty. So what I'll do is I'll actually go in with a shine serum just because I want to keep my hair looking soft and healthy. And the one that I've been using recently is the Dry Bar 100 Proof Treatment Oil. So I'll take like 2 pumps of that into the palm of my hand, rub my hands together, and then slowly just kind of drag the curls out like so. And I'm keeping the oil really at the bottom of my hair, ugh, and just kind of break the curls apart like so. And one thing that I've learned from watching a lot of hair Instagrammers is that you can just kind of push your hair up at the root, and then you get these undone curls that are messy and tousled to perfection, in my opinion. Tons of volume, and it just is my favorite thing in the world to do with my hair. As you guys can see, the texture goes all the way through. I have tons of body, and a lot of that is also because my hair is so heavily layered, which works really well with this hairstyle, but you guys can obviously do it on any kind of haircut that you have. The effects might just be a little bit different than how they've turned out on me. So yeah, if you guys liked seeing how I style my hair like this, make sure to leave a comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos, and you can also turn on my notifications, that way you see when my new videos come out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video until the end, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!